Right, I should be live. It automatically went live. I think that's a setting I enabled. Hello, everyone. This is I, your host, Mr. Tummins. So, anyway, we're here. I'm going to be trying to work in Blender for the first time and I've done this 6 times in the past, and then I've forgotten it all every single time. I learned Blender out of spite just so I could do an MMD animation time ago. I literally just got done premiering a video. It's accessible. Find out what I know what I'm going to make. Wow, so much stuff is new. I have no idea what that is. Tutorial. See, like, I knew how to do it in the old system with the old interface. But it's like so much stuff is new now that it's foreign to me. Okay, that's something new. Currently space now. What is the time? Right click. There we go. Look at that chair. That's a nice chair. It changed something a little bit, where like I feel like they used to have the Z-axis oriented, or Y was oriented the other way. It was oriented on ground. Could very much forever.
Girls, you doing alright. We wanna freak out, have a good time. Ladies, come on, raise your hands. Show me where are all my fans. Come into the club, I wanna spray champagne. Come on, let's warm up. Can you hear the beat drop? DJ, put the bass up. I can't believe my eyes. This club is oversized. Let me give you one advice. Bring the roof down, no disguise. The temperature is growing, so everybody's going down, 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 down.
Where is he? A little bit. On the
forever.
So how's all your guys' Saturday going? Alright, let's say fuck it. Transition over. Because this is really something that I'm gonna need tutorials for, and I don't think I want to come to a stream to watch me read tutorials. There have been sort of animation editions. What you do, you want to have something called a demo reel. Let me turn down the music. A demo reel basically is a compilation of all your best works, voice actors, it's performances they've given, or animation, it's animations that you've made. If somebody is asking you to animate them something, unless it's like a very small thing, don't do it. Because I've seen a lot of people like, okay, we want you to send us a 1-minute animation as an audition. No, that's like literally like a couple $1,000s worth of work. Yes, a demo reel. A demo reel is basically a compilation of things you've made in the past. At least as far as what's acceptable to show. Like, if you do hentai animations like I do, I can't put a lot of my stuff in a demo reel. I can put a decent amount, just not everything. And that's kind of a shame, because most of my best stuff is all adult work. I do an adult demo reel, though. There are those. But usually if I'm doing those, it's not to get hired. I'm gonna just quick change a few things really quick. Let me just quick swap out the title and thumbnail of this. Bibsy Pop's alright. I'm not really interested in Has Been Hotel at all. It's not my style of content, I guess. I was able to meet her at a convention, but in the middle of talking, one of my contacts felt the need to call me and kind of completely interrupted everything. And it was kind of funny because he was planning on introducing me to her, and yet I was already talking to her, and then because of him, that was it. I'm probably not going to draw fan art of any of her characters. But Has Been Hotel, it's like, the style of it just isn't for me. Actually drop into a ball. Okay. For the record, everyone, I've been having very hard trouble focusing as of the past few days / week. I think the lockdown and the general situation of everything getting to me. People who genuinely ask if I make hentai don't bother looking me up anywhere past my YouTube. As if they expect me to put hentai on YouTube. I'm not shy about the fact that I make hentai. Which is why it's really funny when people are like, hey, you should get a Patreon, or hey, you should make hentai. Buddy. I am not going to tell you anything of the sort, Dens. Or Dawn. I have had to reiterate this literally every single video I make, and literally every single stream that I have. I have no confirmation on Hiro the Dense. I am not planning to make a third one anytime soon. YouTube is not very much a profitable platform. The one problem they trend is that the people who ask for it aren't heroes. Sad. CSP can crash, everything can crash. It's mainly just village crash. I don't really have CSP crash very often. I have had it crash in the past. I've had more crashes with Flash and Toon. What have I had crash on me? I have had Flash crash on me numerous times. I've had Toon Boom crash on me numerous times. I've had CSP crash on me a couple of times. I've had Premiere blue screen my entire computer. I've had AE crash on me randomly. I've had Audition blue screen my computer. I've had Dark Souls blue screen my It would take either a considerable sum of donations, or it would take sudden spike in YouTube revenue. But the fact of the matter is like, I make a new animation for YouTube. I get maybe like plus 100, plus 200 to my Patreon. I make a new hentai animation. I get like plus 500. Oh, I've drawn plenty of Kirby's. I've drawn Kirby and his evil twin Corbo. here's the other thing as well. When it comes to like adult animations and stuff, I can still monetize ads and similar to how you do them. Trying to get into animation, actually animate. Like, I don't know really what people want me to say. Comes to the question of like, what advice would you give them just trying to get into animation? Like, generally, when they're asking that, they're just refusing to start. You don't need somebody's permission to start animating. It kind of depends on what you're comfortable with. The thing is, I'm very comfortable drawing adult art. If you're trying to force yourself into adult art, you're not going to have a good time. But if you enjoy drawing it, sure. But generally, it also kind of comes down to like who your audience is going to be, and generally, adult art is going to be targeting adults, and adults are people who have paychecks, and paychecks can donate and send you money. Whereas with more like family-friendly animation, especially if it's more like kid-oriented, the thing is that if it's released for free, parents aren't going to pay for it, and parents aren't going to pay for it anyway because they're just going to go with like established brands because they only know popular. And kids aren't going to have money. Even then, there's also the matter of things like COPPA and marketing directly towards children, and also a little bit TV. But when like animation to like the 12 to like 15 age range, stuff that's targeted towards them, even still, like they might not have the issues with COPPA, but at the same time, it's like they still aren't going to have that much money. Here's the other thing as well, Don. That's one of the issues. I don't want people pledging to my Patreon specifically for one thing, because then if I don't deliver on that thing, then they're upset. And if I have like 6 people all pledging for one thing, and I only am, and they're all different things, and I only do one thing, then 5 people are disappointed. The thing about my Patreon is that it's because you want to support me, not because you want to buy something from me. Like, that is the big philosophy for how I've run my page. And while it does mean that, like, I don't have as many followers coming on, like, to get exclusive content and things like that, I do have a lot more people who are a lot more loyal and supportive, and it's kind of been a very big positive as a result. Like, I have a few friends and stuff who they run their pages basically just as a marketplace, and it's like people they get a lot of hits and a lot of revenue, but it's a lot of very fickle people and things like that who they only want one thing, or like the only thing they're really interested in is making sure they get their content rather than seeing the content made, if that makes sense. Also, it makes it a lot easier to deal with leaks and stuff, because when people are leaking my stuff, I don't really care, because it's a waste of their time and money, because I eventually public it all myself. Kirby, the Star Warrior fan Cleo. I don't know. I'm assuming that's fan club. But that's definitely something that would be weird to ask, and also is definitely something weird. Generally, you shouldn't draw fetishes of people's characters and stuff unless they know that you know that they're cool with it. Asking in a public forum is a little weird. My general policy and stuff is like, if you want to draw fan art of my stuff, of my characters and stuff, I'm totally fine with it, but if it's of themes that I don't like, I won't acknowledge it. I appreciate my art and animation a lot. Sometimes I make something that I really like. Other times it's like, what am I doing here? And still, there's the constant feeling that your work never measures up to your peers, and that you see a lot of people who are advancing significantly faster than you, not just in terms of like quality and progress, but also just in general. And you'll see like people like rocket on ahead of you in terms of reach and things like that. And it sucks. And there's no solution to this. Slightly 5/8. Oh yeah, plenty of times. There's a lot of stuff that I've done that I spent a ton of work on, then it gets maybe like 100, 200 notes, and things like that. Just doesn't take off. First Override was a little bit like that. Started kind of getting traction later on. Like when I first released it, it basically got like no views over on New. Normally it's a lot easier for independent works to get hits on. That was a time when it wasn't. Didn't help that one of releasing the same day as another big animator, it was completely overshadowed. Yeah, I'm using a custom brush on this. It's one that I got off of the CSP asset archive. Just the person who created it wound up taking it down, so I can't actually... Hello. Man, I love this brush.
Yellow, I spy only pivot.
Oh, it's already visible. So, hello, Salty. Everyone, say hi to Salty. He is one of my patrons.
Hello, everyone.
I've given up on trying to work in Blender.
I saw the stream description there. I mean, you did what you could. That's all we can ask from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it still, just not in stream, because people don't want to watch that shit. Find a tutorial and just follow it.
That's the plan. Oh, I see we kept the stupid huge arms. I love it.
Get the what?
I see you kept the ridiculously large arms on Pivot, and I love it.
I want to play like an Oni monk or an Oni. Currently playing an Oni Spawn Tiefling, but in that game, oh oof, at the moment, because the writing of the first few encounters is not very.
Define oof and bad writing.
Okay, so it's an evil campaign. I'm going to spoil a few things because the start of Hell's Vengeance, it's just the start of Hell's Vengeance in Pathfinder, and something that honestly needs a bit of a rewrite. But, so it's an evil campaign, and we all understood, hey, this is probably going to be more lawful evil than chaotic evil. If we want to be chaotic evil, no stopping them. But we're all trying to work towards some kind of goal here, thing to remember. So we all make like morally ambiguous characters, things like that. Mostly anyway. The first mission that they have you do is you just robbing somebody. Like, it literally says right in there in the book, if some players have reservations about break-ins, Tell them that they already agreed to do this. Just hardcore railroad them into like doing it. It literally says,
Excuse me?
quote unquote, remind them that they already agreed to do this.
No, what? How do you just force somebody into that without knowing what the character is? It's just...
Then, like, also, the reason why you're doing it is because you're basically collecting taxes, Baron. Except you don't know if you're working for the Baron or not. The people who you're working with just claim you are. And they don't provide you with any proof.
So for all we know, the whole thing could just be a sham, and you're doing this for God knows what reason.
Spoilers, it actually is for the Baron. Going through one of his minions, and it's revealed later on, like, hey, it is the Baron. But, at least provide some kind of emphasis that's truthful. Because, like, reveal doesn't have any payoff to it. Oh yeah, you actually are working for them.
Yeah, like, at least let the players know that, because otherwise, I feel like I'm being led along if I was in that position. That's just... why? I mean, like, it's one thing to get the ball rolling, and then there's another thing to just, like, duct tape and break the side of a train car and just... Ugh.
That was a bit... I am.
You are or you are not giving her the hoofy? Oh.
Hoofies. Oni is usually both, by the way.
From what I have seen, looking at that part of the Oni, let's say I have no idea. Usually no.
I've seen some Onis.
Yes, very cute demon.
So apparently in Warframe, finally implementing some changes to Railjack. They don't really make Railjack any more complicated, they just make it tolerable. Big surprise.
So it's still an absolute snooze fest then.
Basically the same thing that they just usable. Hello, Dragon.
Hello. How's it going?
Going.
It's I'm surviving. That's all that
In white
counts.
person, it's going means, oh my god, I am suffering. Please help me.
Oof.
Yep, can relate.
Okay.
I'm mostly Asian Jamaican.
Well, by the way, is my mic too high?
Let's just say when you first came in, my ears are... You're
Oof.
now at a healthy 40%.
Let me just turn it down.
Zed is forever at 200%. You can never hear him.
Ah.
Not his fault though.
I mean, I could turn up gain. Just can't adjust it too much because otherwise it screws with my audio software. Like OBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment I am drawing pivot as an O.
Oh, nice.
Really like this more than the robot pivots. What's wrong with
For a minute, it kind of looked. I thought for a minute it was like a cave woman kind of thing.
armies
Yeah,
don't
it's
get that
one.
big.
Also, Suika Kai, still one of her work. So good.
Nice.
I still need to read that comic that you recommend.
It's in
Watch that
video.
that you
It's in
recommend.
video form. So
I need to, but I'm kind of neck deep in the Destiny bounty treadmill trying to get the heir apparent. Like, it's not God tier, it's kind of lackluster, but it's a minigun. It just feels cool.
for the time gated event.
It is a time-gated
I hate
event.
time-gated events. Like, I am so tired of time-gated events. They kind of suck. They're annoying in Monster Hunter because they are a statement by the devs that, hey, you need to play on our schedule.
Yeah, it really does suck. I'm just hoping that what they're doing is it's kind of just this is the easy way to get it. Because with Thunderlord, what they did was if you missed it, it became random drops, but you could also do a quest to just get it immediately back when it was first released. Hoping they do that with Heir Apparent, because if not, oh my god, it'll be the first ever time-gated exotic you can no longer, which would suck.
Pretty sure everybody here has seen Popeye.
Yeah. Speaking of staying hydrated, I need to go crack open my third bottle of water. Give me a sec.
All right, no problem. Cool. I'm still having
Please,
issues.
I keep a whole bunch of them in my room because I'm a lazy bag.
Ah. Do you at least keep them in like a little mini fridge in your room?
No, I am a pleb and keep them in the little plastic wrap. I slice the thing open and just take one when I need.
Oh. And to be fair, I do that at work, so yeah.
It's just convenient, and then you crush them afterwards, toss them in the recycling bin, and yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in my room the next little while. So I tried to make it comfy in here. It's not. It is not comfy. Send help.
Oh, I am sorry. You are lost, my child.
Help?
Actually, I don't even know how old you are, so
I am old enough to drink, smoke, gamble, all the stuff. So I'm all the important things. That's all that matters.
okay, then I am too.
Yay! Also, I'm gonna assume that Pivot here is gonna be a red Oni.
Ah, yes.
Are we getting Demon Socket 2? I don't know.
I've already done a different Monster Girl version of Sonic. Uchi Mimi. Or Usagi
The Bun
Mimi.
Bun.
I think Uchi. Does have the capacity to be a cow. But
I would think that would be more up Bit's alley, actually. Nope, we got Mimi. Never mind.
she's already a goddamn succubus. She doesn't get in form. She's already a monster.
It could be an alt or a species swap. I don't know.
Okay, well that's
Hey,
very.
look, I am not smart.
I apologize if you heard that in the background. I might have a very noisy family.
This is why I love it. They can scream all they want, and I just let off the key and nobody can hear anything.
Yeah.
Also, what's that thing calling out? A cannonball?
Hanabo.
Cannonball, yeah. I held one of those once. It's it doesn't not nearly as thick as that, but even then, oh my god, a solid hunk of metal or wood, and I would not want to see what this does to somebody.
It's just purely a beating instrument.
It's one of those, you start swinging this, you might hit something, but it's not gonna stop kind of deals. I'm more of a full arm guy.
Hmm.
J-pop song playing in the background.
It's Toho. It's that Apple. All the music is at the very bottom of the screen. If you need the title, below the donors. Donos.
Maybe we just call. What monster would Hiro be?
SMR.
Oh. Really?
Probably.
I have no idea what this is. Let me look
I don't
this
know
up.
what an SMR is. From D&D.
I am not
Okay.
smart.
So you know how a tiefling is diabolic with a human? Like they have devil's blood, infernal blood?
Yep.
A ASMR is somebody with celestial blood. So they're still outsiders, but they're from the good planes rather than the infernal plane.
Oh, so he continues to be the goodest boy. Does he still keep things? It looks pretty cool. Why are paladins though?
No, she wasn't a slave. Onis just usually have chains on their wrists. In fact, I'm actually going to do this so that guys are not attached to anything.
Is there a reason behind that, or is that just kind of a
You
thing?
gotta speak up.
Is there a reason for them always having the chains, or is it just kind of a thing that evolved over?
The reason for the chains, I honestly don't know. I just always see Onis with chains. Even Suika was like a tiny little fucking volley bait or whatever. She freaking has like chains on her wrist. Speaking of, Suika Kaisen is another amazing Toho work because it fucking depicts Suika as like actually fucking scary and dangerous, and kind of like scrappy. She doesn't look like she's drawn like she's a toddler, which I fucking adore. Because they actually make her look cool, great.
Oh. Oh, my bin is full. I'll be right back.
Favorite and least favorite. Let's see here. Tough one. it kind of depends on what the... See, I can't really say which my favorite and what my least favorite is. Like, for instance, I really love tieflings, but at the same time I hate how everybody plays a tiefling. But I can also understand why. But it's like... How many tieflings are there that are just like... Like, I want to see more tieflings that kind of play up the aspect of, hey, I have infernal blood in me, or like, I'm an outsider, and things like that. I really like Warforged, but I don't like how, like, jank they are mechanically. Is everything else.
For me, it's mostly big lizard men. Oh, you see my icon, so yeah.
I have no idea what mine would be.
If you could use a non-canon race, definitely choose Arachnair.
Hey! You shut your shut.
The people rejected his words because he spoke the truth.
You... I kind of agree with you though on the whole Warforged thing. Like, thematically awesome, mechanically what? I'm actually in I don't know if I can even call them Warforged, but Knees campaign that I'm in right now, I'm the lone organic member of the party, and most of what we're fighting is also robots, so it's kind of weird. I'm also playing a class, well, not class, a race that uses a lot of poison.
Well, here's the thing, like...
I'm basically...
Like, you want to make sure that the race doesn't define the class feature.
It's mostly a theme thing.
Oh boy.
On the other hand, they all have to run off of batteries, and they have to manage their own power, state of all that stuff. All I gotta do is get some food and water, which is a given. Boy, micromanaging things manually like that when the game doesn't do it for you, that is a pain in the ass. There was one shot, pretty much the last two games that I played. There was weapon and armor condition almost per body part to track this in all these custom level counters. It was hell. Like it was a fine game, but my god, the combat like lasted about 2 hours for like 2 fights.
Okay.
Yeah. Final boss battle take a while. Guess how much that? There's a reason why I had it in 2 sessions. Guess how long that took? Nobody.
Here, if you want examples of a Oni with chains, here I'm just gonna pull up some Onis with chains. Here's Suika. She has chains on her arms. There's an Oni statue. He has metal bracers around his arms.
Is this being posted anywhere? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there's a few examples.
Huh. Like the dude can just one-hand that thing. God, I could barely lift it.
Okay, what's the draw now?
Draw my OC.
I'm going to kill you.
How
That
dare.
actually kind of hurt a little bit.
How about
oh,
draw
yeah, Toon just died for me.
big dragon lady?
Oh. Furry.
Did Did you already redraw your other Dragonborn Paladin?
Fighter, actually. Both her up.
A fighter. I don't know. Big dragon, scary armor, everything big.
I was between making her a paladin and making her a fighter, but we have literally 5 other casters in the... So I figured, no, I don't really think that I need to be a caster of Battle Master. This is my Dragonborn fighter. I hope that I don't regret going Battle Master over Paladin, though. Alternatively, I also could go Sentinel. I really don't know what I want.
You could always just do the dirtbag combo of Sentinel, Alarm Master, and...
We already have somebody doing it already. Munchkin.
But twice the bonk.
Okay, she's a sword... Her entire theme is she uses sword and shield, though.
Oh.
Can't use it. Like, could still grab Polar Master and just use a spear, but... Instead I'm going with Shield Master. I'm going to be focusing on shoving targets prone and then just...
That's something I didn't do enough with Holden.
Well, I mean, you should have been using your bonus action to do a full-arm attack instead. Shoving isn't something that you are supposed to do, it's something that you choose to do. She can shove as a bonus action because she is Shield Master. Otherwise you need to use one of your attacks for that. But, basically her mechanic is she's going to have 5 damage dice that she gets to use to do special maneuvers. Try and use those effectively. Also amplify her damage that she...
I feel like a wee babby when it comes to D&D stuff.
But
every time we talk about this stuff, I feel like a wee...
What is your question for me, Kirby the Star Warrior, formerly Kirby's Dark Fan Club?
Oh.
If a group fought a group of furries fought a group of bronies, that would be called a civil war. We all lose.
But this happens all the time on Twitter.
How dare.
There's so much
You
overlap.
know I'm right.
Like, there are so many furries that are bronies. That like it would mostly be a civil war. But yeah, either way, nobody wins.
I would...
Because we all have to watch
Yeah,
it.
like, if you were to get a Venn diagram of, like, furries and bronies, it would always be a concentric circle.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't go as far as to getting like a suit or something like that.
I mean, it's... I was gonna say, like, being a furry is a spectrum. It's not even a spectrum, it's an entire color figure with a bunch of sliders.
Ayo, my dude, you draw well. By the
Me,
way, I would
I
love
just like
to see
drawing
a
them.
rad lady drawn by you.
Whoa.
Thank you for the
What's a
donut.
rad lady?
Those are rupees.
So that'd be about math.
I'm trying to figure out namely what now to draw at the moment. This is the diagram. Bronies and furries. They aren't 100% the same, but there is a lot of them that are the same.
A lady that's rad. What's hard to understand? But he just drew one.
I drew a rad lady right here.
See, rad.
Yeah. I mean, I'm up for drawing more. I just don't know what to draw at the moment. Most of the ideas that I have written down are kind of lewd.
Not safe for YouTube. Or Radiant? Clearly you must draw a cute girl. This calls for me. What to draw? Let me see what I have on my list of things to ask Zed to draw.
They're all your OC.
Actually, surprisingly, not a single one of these is my OC. Oh my god. Bunsuit Hiro. That's the one thing on here that I can actually say in the stream chat.
Actually, I pulled up this I found this list thing of what to draw when you're bored. One of the things on the list was draw a character from a show you just watched or recently watched.
Like going down.
Yeah, that and isn't that the exact kind of thing we're trying to avoid, or the thing that caused the boredom or burnout in the first place? That seems kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's just an idea.
Actually, no. There are some bronies that do not actually like the pony part of the fandom. They just like the humanoid versions. In which
Alright,
case,
she's
it's more
pretty
just
rad,
the
but a
design
cute rat
versus the
lady
fact
would
that
be
they
pretty
are
rad as well,
rad pony.
LMAO.
The Scotsman says, "Do you think Asimar and Tieflings should have a natural dislike towards each other
Actually,
because
the exact opposite. And it's actually for a very valid and good reason. Both of them are outsiders, so both of them are kind of shunned by society. As a result, they understand each other's plight, so they tend to get along very well. Because the thing is, Asimars and Tieflings aren't bound by the nature of their bloodlines, because they are still humans, they just have a physical curse, or a physical effect. But as a result, they're not they can lean into it. They aren't bound by those.
Oh my god, does this mean we can get Good Omens replayed in D&D?
Good Omens.
It's this show on Prime Video where there is an angel and a demon who like Earth and its inhabitants so much that they decide to put aside the differences and stop cattle. And the amount of absurd crap that happens in the show can only be explained by this is a game of D&D. It's kind of like Shrek, but less ridiculous.
I'm drawing instead.
negative intelligence barbarian. I'm gonna take it with a great magical sword that does all the thinking. Would that be a character?
I actually have seen some stories like that. I remember seeing this one tabletop game story about a ogre who got a magical sword, and the sword was a good aligned character, and the ogre was dumb and whatnot. But the sword basically convinced him multiple times to do certain things, and so as a result, he actually built fortifications for a town and actually would protect things. And then he was surprised when people actually would bring him food as thanks, and he basically became the protector of the town and became a paladin completely by accident, thanks to this magical sword with an element of a god inside it guiding him. And it's like,
that is actually incredible.
yeah, he actually learned to develop a little bit of sympathy, press like his instincts to feel and things like that. And he actually became a good guy because of it. Before he had never really done much thinking himself because he's very, very dumb. I have not seen Avengers Endgame. I'm not really a big Marvel fan, to be totally honest. They're good popcorn movies, but they're not really, how to put it?
It's cinematic, but try not to think about it too hard, because if you do, you're only going to hurt yourself and make...
More like people kind of attribute them as being more profound than they actually are.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment, people. And you know what? It's if you find them entertaining, then yeah.
I think the horn on Gardevoir's chest, I would say it's like keratin almost. Or it could be bone, considering it's right over the sternum.
I always thought it was kind of like ivory or something like that.
Which would be, yeah, similar. That'd be kind of weird, having a tooth growing out of your chest. And back, actually.
It's some kind of crystal horn coming out from its chest and back.
Yeah, see, some people
It is a horn.
They have it.
Like that is mentioned in
Yeah,
the
like actual chip.
Pokédex entries.
Are the cowards that are like, oh, it's soft and bendy and sensitive like an ear.
Yeah, there's literally nothing in the in any Dex entry that says that they are soft and squishy. They are 100% hard. They are horns. Horns are made of keratin, or there's another material that they can be made out of, but they're all really hard either way.
Also, I don't know, when I first saw Gardevoir, I thought it was like going to be like a grass or plant type Pokemon, but I was surprised to realize it was psychic.
All the weirdly
Full
humanoid
disclosure.
well, I guess most of them, although mostly humanoid Pokemon tend to be psychic type.
Yeah, I'm gonna say full disclosure. My second Pokemon game, Emerald, I didn't know Celebi was a thing at the time. I thought Gardevoir was an onion.
Oh, Onion Fairy refers to Celebi.
Yep, I did not know that Celebi existed at the time. I was a wee baby, so I just thought, ooh, Onion Fairy. And people were like, Celebi? I'm like, who the?
She gonna make you cry.
I mean, go ahead, give her a hug. It might.
Is this a rad enough girl for you? She's pretty rad.
Yes. Yes. Oh god. Oh, that's a hard question. Which Pokemon is the superior waifu? Gardevoir? I still don't know how to say its name. Braxton? Lopunny, Serena, Formosa, or
I mean, it's
Hatterene.
obviously Gardevoir. You're a furry.
But Hatterene.
Honestly,
Unfortunately.
okay, I honestly really hate Hatterene's design. I don't like it. There, I said it.
That's fair. I mean, I like it for one specific reason, which I think everybody who knows me already knows.
Craven Slayer, you got it backwards. They were originally psychic, and now they're psychic fairy. Quiet.
Yes, this is the art of the Gardevoir. I just bit my tongue.
Originally, my name I would use on the internet was Zombie, and so I decided to change it a bit, make it into an actual name. And the name that I came up with, like I was playing Killing Floor at the time, they called zombies Zeds, Z, and so I went with that, and then I just added a second syllable to make it sound like the name. And so I got Zedrin.
I had some good time playing Killing Floor today. I don't mean like the one by Tripwire. I mean the original mod for
For what?
That was. I wonder if there's any server still up for that. Actually, for Killing Floor 2, I used to play the hell out of it when it first came out, but now it's pretty much just another skin simulator, or skin collecting simulator, but also we have pool. It's kind of dead, or on life support. You know, has I sunk into this thing already? 659 hours. Ugh. Time well wasted.
If you want to talk about specifics, between the Xbox 360 and the PS3, the Xbox 360 was generally a bit better, just because it was a lot more accessible and developers had an easier time developing for it. PS3 wound up actually being more successful as a Blu-ray player than it did as a game console. PS4 has completely changed that around. They now have a lot better games marketing and things like that, though that's not to say that the Xbox is bad, because the Xbox is a objectively stronger system. The issue is now that they've kind of flip-flopped. Microsoft is now focusing on the non-game aspects of the Xbox, whereas PS4 is. So that's kind of where that debate lies. Personally, I don't play either. I am a PC gamer. I also have a Switch because pretty much every single every single PlayStation and Microsoft game you can get on PC. Can't do that for Switch. Switch kind of fills a different niche as far as game.
Niche. But yes,
and also, like,
PC chat.
The other thing about the Switch's exclusives is that they are usually in-house exclusives. They don't they don't buy the rights to other companies and make them only produce the games on their system and they around.
I have not touched my Switch in a long time. I think the only time I'm gonna do it is when the next Splatfest actually comes on. I was surprised it was even gonna be it. I'm going with Girl Side.
Yeah, I've been mostly distracting myself with the new Animal Crossing.
I was gonna get it, but then I heard, let's say, and I'm like, I think I will save that for other, Patreon.
To be honest, like, the new Animal Crossing game, it does have a lot of drawbacks. Still a good It's a good Animal Crossing game, but like a lot of things I could just be better about. Like, there's no reason that they designed them, but they should have designed them.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think maybe the whole like thing about not being able to pick up items or like not being able to decorate the island while the guests are there kind of is unnecessary.
Meant to prevent grief.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
Not like a Buru or anything. A Hero the Dense Buru.
That you know of. Borderlands 3 versus Team Fortress 2 versus Overwatch. What's better? Doom Eternal.
But I mean, at the same time, throwing Borderlands 3 in there is a little bit nonsensical considering that's not a multiplayer arena game.
Team-based shooter.
It's a looter shooter. Completely different experience.
Be more of a fair comparison to say which is better, like say Destiny, for example, or Borderlands.
You'll pulled it over 500 times. That guy's an American plane wing. Birthday.
You draw gun, you shoot gun.
I would rather worry about focusing on finishing up my current projects at the moment, rather than starting yet another one. I do have a big list of things I want to do, both big and small, but it's like the hentai animation that I've been working on since December, finish. So close to being done. It'll probably be done.
Yay. I think that's the second time it's being asked, Kirby. And I believe the answer was probably not.
I don't even really know. Isn't she XJ9?
Queen Sectonia, isn't that the wasp queen bug lady from the last Kirby?
Oh no, she's not from the last Kirby. From one of them though. But yeah, I don't even know her, so no. Ever.
Triple Deluxe, that's what it was. Yes, Greg, we are all tired. Tired is just life at this point. I also like the wolf story. Spider Gal joke. Can you elaborate on that? If Cecil met Muffet, I'm pretty sure Cecil would find some way to slip her poisons, potions, and crap into Muffet's baked goods to test them out on people.
Implying that Muffet hasn't.
But also, ooh. I'm pretty sure they would be sending a lot of people to Skyrim if they didn't meet.
Ah, you're finally awake.
Don't.
Oh, you're finally awake.
Don't. Ooh, one of my comms is done.
Was it?
Yes, the cute one. Oh my god, I could cry. That face.
What's going on?
Remember that pic of Mika eating one of those hot dog things, the snacks from Krusty?
Yes.
It's done. I'm gonna go post this in the server now. Twitter, why don't you cooperate for once?
Cause.
I could cry. Oh my god. Ah, shoot. Luminescence. Yes, Zedron has 2 Discord servers. One of them is the public. The other one is if you can, you know, send some money his way on Patreon.
I have a Patreon Discord
And you
and
can
a
join
public
with-
one. One that I am currently talking in, where with these two fuckos, my Patreon server.
Aw, thank you. If Pivot met Cecil, they did, but it's not canon. Or is it?
You'll never know.
Ooh.
Gaia.
Hello, friend.
Oh, I'm here now.
Hello, I just got. Oh wait, you saw. Hey, you mind if I post this in the YouTube chat or?
What?
Oh, Mika. The oil.
It was yes. I got this from Oil Panic.
Yeah!
Person, not the old people.
Alrighty then.
I just saw some. Okay, I just found a TikTok of somebody who has recreated a Gmod video IRL.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
glorious.
But does it have the collision spam?
Oh, I wish it did.
I'm gonna just share my screen really quick so you guys can see this.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Oh no.
Is a user really?
Apparently, screen capture works properly.
Oh no.
That's an oath.
The Legend 101 animation asks, "Are you bored during lockdown?" I don't understand the question. This is life as usual for me. Oh dear.
Oof. Rest in peace, Kitty 0706.
Hmm.
That's where that comes from. The thing that
Yes.
Zeterin posted.
I can't actually
It's-
share it. Cool. Because Chrome cannot be captured in window capture, and I can't capture my off. I have to capture exclusively my big main monitor. The other one's broken.
You don't use
Well, you can
Firefox?
just link it in stream chat or something.
Yeah. That's really. It's good though.
Yeah.
Grease monkey. Yeah! Alrighty then.
Okay. Fuck, I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't even reached. Already at it. I have been so fucking busy this week. I still have to prepare for a goddamn D&D game.
Oh right, yeah.
When was the last time we had our D&D stuff?
Let's have a check. Using last time a message was sent about it.
Alright, you are going in timeout until you can stop spamming.
Yeah, it looks like it's been around a month since we last played D&D in that group. Saucy.
Yeah, it's been about a month, which can only mean one thing. We're gonna have nothing but sessions all for the next 2. Also, I was about to say he's kind of getting spammed.
You know, I'm thinking maybe one of these weeks I should just try doing a game stream and just see how people respond to that.
I'd watch.
Play Monster.
Oh,
Definitely less
interesting.
setup.
Good prom. What's that game?
Because like when I draw and stuff, I need to actually have a plan about what I'm going to draw. Play games, I can just play games. It's supposed to do.
Actually, have any of you heard of the game Monster Prom?
Well, Monster Hunter, not Monster Prom.
Yeah, I know, but like I just ended up thinking because I ended up playing Monster Prom more than I do Hunter recently. So like the moment I heard Monster, I was then thinking Prom because dating monsters is better than killing them. Different types of monster.
Drawing you some hentai. You asked nicely.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I know exactly what I know where this is going.
I would say draw him with a tie, but that's actually somebody's thing.
This is what he's doing. Let's see.
Ooh, you're playing spike, you're running around and collecting pod leaves, getting high.
If I never existed, the world would be a colder place for me.
Ooh, you're playing spike, you're running around and collecting pod leaves.
So did you know I'm going to spend an exorbitant amount of time specifically trying to make this look as good as that hentai look as good as it can. I'm going to kind of put a lot of effort to it.
Fuck yeah, 420 Spike, yeah. Blaze it, bro. You gotta run as Spike to your dealer.
You all are ready for this.
This game is amazing. Blaze that tree star. Oh,
Beautiful.
420 Spike, yeah. Blaze it, bro. You gotta run as Spike to your dealer. Oh my
I wish
God.
there was less of a delay on stream so I could react to stuff like as it's being drawn instead of bait sometimes, but reacting to this in rate is kind of seeing it. Oh, I see where it's going again.
Oh no, stream chat is getting thirsty.
Oh
This is
boy.
my job.
Salty with right.
Make some money. Do what your parents say to. Do what your parents
Damn
tell
it,
you.
breaks and tendies.
Do what your parents say. Get a job. Make some money.
We'll make them less thirsty by just pouring water all over them.
Actually, wait, if there was no hentai in the world, would the world be a more thirsty or less thirsty?
There'd still be porn.
Yeah.
Just it wouldn't be as creative.
Fair enough.
Well, we might end up getting back to that stage anyway, because people are probably gonna. Actually, did drawn stuff sort of start with that? Is that what popularized it? I wonder.
I don't know.
hentai for you.
And this dude's brows are legendary.
I am going to like absolutely. I'm going to when I colour that. I am shading it.
He's giving him a jawline.
He is the. Now that is the hentai.
It's fucking glorious.
Oh my god, it's a bara rooster.
Oh my one more. Shouldn't do it. No, it's better than that.
You. Is that Seth Everman's persona?
Stop.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Stop.
It is. Holy shit.
Stop.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking this up.
Okay, Seth Everman. What's up, or hey everyone, Seth here. That's basically how he starts his videos, and then he does like this really long review that is fucking great.
Oh, it's that guy! Oh my god!
Oh.
It's the bald guy, right?
I like that. That's all I had to say to get you to remember him.
The bald guy.
I'm the bald guy. That fucking comment is brilliant.
Well, actually,
I've just got more likes
I
than
don't know if
video.
he's ever mentioned something about being. He uses like a Ugandan rebel as one of his profile icons, but his entire thing was, for a long time he was just commissioning smut from as many different artists as he could for a joke, and so he commissioned about like 200 different hentai artists to draw him art. Like if you messaged him saying like, "Hey, I'm an artist. Are you interested in getting a commission from me?" Be like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Just give me your rates." So he just got a shit ton of hentai.
I mean, goals?
That sounds a little familiar.
Yeah, but instead of you commissioning every artist under the sun, this is every artist under the sun coming.
No, I'm not talking about me.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on, no. Don't tell me what you're implying with Grim. Not the braid.
Oh god, Dio chicken. No. No, why would you put this image into my head?
I don't think it's quite. Okay, yeah. So paying less attention to the stream because I'm going to be coloring that as soon as I can. I've been given a gun. I'm getting the bullets.
Take the L.
Yes, I know Scott Elka did a Skype channel. You and I are friends.
I would assume so.
Yeah, Scott's he's a cool dude.
Ad. When he was a lad, he had fought his neck, wanting to get large.
While I don't doubt that she could, I don't think that she would.
Okay, guys, when I color this debate, after I'm done, would you hate me or like if I put the menacing signs on it?
Oh god.
But absolutely do that. Anyways, so I'll wait until the finished product.
Gotta draw now.
I am still gunning for Bunsuit Hero, but not the Bunsuit everyone's thinking of.
But yes, the best kind, the
The
a
best
onesie,
kind of Bunsuit.
the onesie, yeah.
What is the worst kind of Bunsuit?
I've seen this one picture of Mirko in a fucking full bunny onesie, and that was still surprisingly good.
Oh, no, I know what the answer is. I know what the worst Bunsuit is. It's Zipper.
What?
Actually, what I was literally about to say.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Hero is Zipper.
I think I'm missing a reference here. Sorry.
It's an Animal Crossing thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Basically, so this one bunny who we couple call Zipper, he comes to an island for 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
Your
Roughly
place
2
is a
weeks,
local
yeah.
ecosystem with eggs.
Yeah,
Oh, that
basically,
guy, that guy who
Yeah,
everyone
like-
wants to murder.
9 out of 10 drops are going to be eggs. Catch a spider, it's an egg. You go fishing, it's
Well,
an egg.
spiders won't be eggs, but fish
Shake
will
a
be.
tree.
As well as most balloons.
as long as you ignore this, as long as you ignore the striped ones, yeah.
Yeah, however, you'll hear the sound effect and you'll be like, oh shit, there's a balloon. I take out my slingshot, I go over, it's a striped one. Fuck it. The thing is that the striped balloons existing overrides the occurrence of a regular balloon.
Yeah.
God, I just do not fucking know what to draw today.
What about using one of those random character generator things?
Don't want.
Fair enough.
Everything it feels like that I to draw doesn't feel productive to draw.
I mean, okay.
Joel G, that name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I know who he is. He's the guy who makes Hands Up.
Oh, that one. Oh no, yeah, that thing with the green girl that had the pizza falling over. That one, yeah.
Assassin's Creed in the Viking Age. So basically playing an assassin in For Honor. Except arguably less frustrating.
I really need to think of some more things to do with just drawing and stuff for these streams. I'm running it in the last done.
I've been noticing that for pretty much everyone too. What the hell? There's not a cloud in the sky and it's raining? What?
That is some Twilight Zone shit right there.
Nature, hello, go home, you're drunk.
Look, that just sounds like Britain, really, to me. No matter what the weather is like, there's no the likelihood of rain is never zero.
Cat from Mafia cat. Fine. The Blender stuff we kind of stopped in order to do other stuff. Because the Blender stuff was not stuff.
For Blender, I need to go
What
over
am I,
tutorials and stuff, and it was not interesting much. I decided to do streaming instead, where I still do nothing. At least I'm actively
Actually, one of my
involved and
friends-
I'm actively responding to chat. That's something. And the reason why I fail is because I'm overworked. I'm spread out too thin, and I'm
that makes
trying to do
sense.
too many things at once. None of them come out good.
One of my friends said that apparently 2.79 is much more easy than 2.8.
The thing is that
So the versions
I've already learned a lot via 2.8 and things like that, so I have to relearn. Just know that it's faster in 2.9, and I have a proper interface. But it's still the problem of still gotta just relearn everything. 7th time.
Oh shit, look at the time. I get ready for work.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yep, y'all take care.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure onions would be some very funky gravy.
What about?
Basically, they're making Blender jokes. Somebody's like, well, to make content, you gotta make weird smoothies, you know, like onions. Isn't
I mean,
soup or gravy?
I make weird things like onion. Good.
Onion
Oh,
smoothies.
onion smoothies. I was gonna say onions again. He does Boom Boom tutorials.
Oh, are we going to be drawing Garter's hypothetical children?
I mean, that sounds adorable.
It is adorable. Who would the lucky dad be?
Someone who does not exist in the law yet.
Hmm. Oh, you hate demons. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I hate demons. Like, I mean, have you seen any kind of like demon girls recently? Demons give the good in some of the names.
I realized I made Garter's body really tiny in this. Made her snake half really fucking long.
So
Small
things are
daughter.
exactly as they should be.
I mean, they should be, but not this.
She is small, but not this
Don't-
small.
Small is the extra small. Extra, extra small.
That time that Zedric Garter like 90% tail.
Ah, yes, you remember it.
Actually, are snakes mostly neck, tail, or body? Ah, I see. Good talk. Good talk.
I mean, it's whatever you want it to be.
I dare you to go take that to any university campus, go to where all the bio students are, and try to say that.
It's up to you, and they're just like, you fucking bitch.
You would get a mosh pit in under a second.
Nonsense. Bio students aren't gonna mosh anything.
I mean, I don't know where you went to school, but any kind of disagreement usually led to a lot of shouting in a very short amount of time. Where it was a fun place.
Okay, in filling in the chicken pick, I've actually just managed to accidentally find like the perfect amount of perfect background tone to make the thing look perfect.
I thought that was a mustache first.
The crab reference. I think I did the face pretty well.
Time for grab.
Oh, that reminds me. I was playing Divinity Original Sin 2 earlier today, and apparently, one of the things you can get is actually a giant enemy crab.
Incredible.
Like, but the best part is that what the crab is at first just some little tiny crab that speaks. Okay, so near the start of the game, you find this crab on the beach who tells you that it's some incredibly powerful sorcerer, and that it could easily destroy the entire island if it wanted to. You just kind of think it's delusional, but apparently, if you do try and kill it, it will kill you in return. And later, on the third act of the game, we encountered this other crab who was going on about how it was hunting that first crab. And so basically you can sort of talk about it. It's just like, wait, you crab? It's like, oh yes, I do know it. I do know, but I'm not going to tell you where they are. Are you an ally of them? I might be. You've made a great enemy. And the crab turns from a tiny, tiny, tiny crab to something that is like 5 times the size of you in a second.
So.
And then it fights you and knocks you every single turn. So if you don't get help, you die.
What game is this?
So you can't just cook it?
What game is this?
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, yeah.
That game is quite something. Even if some of it is nonsense. Brilliant game that is really weird.
This now needs to be 2 different emotes. One that is just the one that is just it saying bit. Totally not going to abuse this elsewhere.
Dude, I'm colouring that if you want it to be.
But why would you kill them instead of just cooking them?
Funny thing is, the crab actually froze it. Although what is actually funny is that the crab is very weak to fire. So,
oh dear, they've begun to punt.
just before they are executed. Although I'd never execute someone for making a pass.
Here's my crowd
I
that's
want to
calling
get
you a bitch.
I kind of want to get into Pathfinder in 3.5, but I've got nobody willing to take in another person because they either got their hands full or they have less than one chance. They love talking about it, but they don't like doing anything with it with other people, which just boggles the mind.
To be honest, 3.5
Yeah, that's
I don't
like-
expect to get in anytime soon because all the books are no longer digitally available. We used to have
Wait, what?
We used to have them available on Fantasy Grounds and stuff, and them anymore.
Oh,
So Pathfinder has taken up the mantle of that. Really, the only way to play 3.5 now. But Pathfinder is still a bit different than 3.5. It rebalanced a lot of things and made a lot more things viable. It actually has Unchained Monk, which Pathfinder monks are really good. At the same time, everything's really dense. Makes leveling a chore.
But is it
You
still fun, or does it remain?
Well, it's always going to be fun if you have a good DM, and it's very nice to be able to like have an idea and have more ways to realize it. As a wanted to do a rogue that fights with bombs, that has an archetype in 5e or in 3.5. It has an archetype in Pathfinder. Whereas in 5e, you'd have to completely homebrew something, and you have no way to tell whether or not it's bound. Likewise, there are a shit ton more races available in Pathfinder than 5e, and there's guides on how to make races balanced and race point systems to customize a race to make a custom race.
Ooh, question. Can you specialize in natural weapons?
Yes, actually. Natural weapons work very interestingly. When you take a full attack, basically in 5e, when you get an extra attack, whenever you take the attack action, you attack multiple times. In Pathfinder, instead, to make multiple attacks, you have to do what's called a full attack, which is using your movement and your action to attack. And when you do that, you'll do... Everybody has a iterative BAB. Once you hit like +6 on your BAB, which is your basic attack bonus, you get an additional attack at -5. So fighters and stuff, once they reach level... As a result, when they reach level 6, when they take a full attack, they can attack 2 times. Once at full, and then once at full -5. And this goes all the way up to 4 iterations for them. However, natural weapons ignore that entirely. When you make natural weapon attacks, you get to attack with all natural weapons you have equipped at once, at full BAB. So I am currently playing a Tiefling Alchemist who gets the Beast Morph mutagen, and or a Feral mutagen, so he gets 2 claws, he has his horns, and then he also gets a bite attack. So whenever he takes a full round action to attack, at level 2, he's attacking 4 times.
Oh my god, I love this.
A little bit crazy,
Yeah,
so
cool.
I'm gonna have to see how it scales and things like that, because I'm sure there are drawbacks to doing natural attacks, but I can't really see them first up.
I need to try this now.
Yeah, natural weapons in Pathfinder are completely different than in 5e. 5e, they just replace your attacks, and they're alternate ways to attack, and they're always mean you're always armed. Pathfinder, if they are deadly weapons and stuff, you can threaten with them, but they have their own progression. And yes, I'm talking about Pathfinder, which is for a tabletop role-playing thing.
You know, like nerds do.
Part of me honestly kind of wants to... part of me kind of wants to try streaming D games. If you want to make that one shot, I might try streaming it.
Ooh. Any game for that?
Could be interesting. I would watch more for games. But in my experience, anyway, it's not as interesting to watch as it is to play.
It depends, because I mean,
Right.
Critical Role is done live, and they plenty of viewers.
Yeah,
It just doesn't matter.
I just
the thing
like
is
to get into.
I guess part of the issue as well is like when you're doing live D&D, you're basically banking on the performance ability of everybody else as well. And sometimes the DM can basically kind of take the lead on that stuff. Like, I'll be totally honest, this session that I had for Curse of Straw this week, I really fucking wish I was streaming it, because holy shit, it was amazing. It was great. The thing about D&D that a lot of people forget, though, like watching it, is there is a lot of downtime, so there will be some moments of like silence and things like that. But like one of my friends, she's actually a player in that same Curse of Strahd session, but she actually is in a game every other Sunday that was built from the ground up to be streamed.
So we've got no downtime at all then.
I think Riot actually won't be grinding the streams again because I think he actually managed to get himself banned.
Yep.
Who?
Riot was some person who basically being a shit, kept trying to push the he kept trying to test my patience, and it was very obvious that was what he was trying to do. He got banned.
Yeah, fair enough.
No surprise there. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No, none of us play Apex Legends, and I doubt any of us ever will.
I tried it, but you know what my PC's like, it's not going to function.
Yeah, I thought we were friends. Why would you betray me like this?
I think I actually tried doing it before. I knew you actually.
No.
Again, tried. I didn't actually like. I never actually played an actual game. I opened the tutorial. That's pretty much it. That is the extent of my time playing Apex Legends. Oh, nice.
Probably dramas.
I mean, if it works, it works.
How many times have you drawn Jabbing?
Pixar be like, hey, what if we gave every mom in our animations a dumpster truck ass?
I mean, I'm not going to argue. It's got good results sometimes.
I mean, hey, it sells. Please don't draw an Arachne where she has a dumpster truck for a butt.
Or do.
Please don't. I will cry.
Or will you?
Maybe laugh a little bit, but mostly cry.
I mean, technically you, Arachne already have, like, dumpster truck behind, because it's a giant spider part. So...
Yes, Danny, that is a butt.
The booty. Yar. There's a certain song that occurs to me when just mentioned booty, like a fucking pirate.
that would be pivots. I'm surprised. All you really gotta do for me is draw like those two upside down teardrop shapes going at a diagonal angle, and I'm like, yep, that's gotta be. Like,
Got
all
him.
you really need to draw is a circle and those two little teardrops, maybe the ponytail. I'm like, yep, I know exactly what's going on. Yes, the punching Robo Girl.
Speaking of, there's a update next week. Here, not this week.
Let's begin objective A. Fool the humans into thinking of me. Trick the humans with inferior skill. Even though you could win.
Yeah, he does read the chat. It's just, you know, some questions do get repetitive.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer questions instantly. And if you keep asking the same question over and over again, probably just not gonna answer it. Like, there's often I won't answer things to do with spoilers in the content. Like, if you ask me questions about things that are not confirmed in PVO2, I'm not going to answer them. Same thing also goes for hero events. Like, I'm not going to reveal Angry's name.
I don't think he ever will. Really shouldn't. Also, no, this is Clip Studio Paint.
I gave up on using Blender and stuff. I'm gonna learn that solo.
That's fair.
Just realized for some reason, whenever I make any kind of donation or anything like that, it flips which name I use, and I'm not sure why, because it's only one. So basically, I will either appear as Salty's Awful Bakery, which is my Twitch thing, or I will just appear as Salty Cupcake, which is what I am in Tarto. I use a single login for both. So, interesting. Whoever said they were officially together, you'll never know.
Okay, guys, I've done my put on this on the hen tire picture.
We're getting Socket Art officially together though. Who's confirmed? Their girlfriend.
Good alternative to Clip Studio Paint. Honestly, for the price point, not many.
There are plenty of alternatives. There's Krita, which is completely free, and it can handle animation, but it is much more trying to emulate traditional brushes rather than be digital with trade-offs. There is GIMP, which is a image editor, not a drawing tool. Don't try using it for drawing, and if you want, it's just not going to be enough time. There is...
I've given it a try, yeah, it's not a good idea.
It's
There
torture.
is-
There's Krita.
Photoshop, which has a subscription, which if you are wanting to not do CSP for the price point, Photoshop is going to be even worse. There is
Like 2
Fire
quarters of
Alpaca,
penny
which is
worth.
what one of my friends uses. There
It's
is
actually pretty
Sai,
solid,
which
my
is the
friend
most
uses.
common clip studio. Regularly $5 rather than sale. Pretty good, but it can't do animation. Its Sai is made by one guy, which is kind of impressive.
But
How did
I've
you
now
get the idea for Pivot's design? Was Cave Story involved somehow? Probably. I mean,
It was mostly Cave Story. I did get a little bit ideas, like I got the idea for the ponytail from my number 9. Had a rejected character concept. But biggest inspiration source was definitely Cave Story.
Make something out of that, M1. Make a pungent blood cocktail.
That is what prompted me to go, hey, I want a robot girl.
Shit.
I mean,
no
out of all the things to
valid
inspire, it's a
response.
very good thing to do it.
Okay. Bloodborne is fun for all. Yeah, yeah. Bloodborne's fun for all.
Also,
In the forest is where the fucking shit is.
but I've definitely finished the hentai coloring.
Oh dear.
Jeez, this is like Gun-Ho Junction. Good jams. It's gotta be down here. Down on the floor dead. He's
I could maybe do a bit better.
dead. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking gun.
This is like the most intense use of shading I've ever done.
Put in the time, put in the time, put in the time, put in the time.
Yeah, Krita is pretty. It's decent enough. It's free. It's not gonna cost you anything, and you can do the drawing.
Yay!
Okay, that's a little thing we call stinking thinking. Rad, awesome, totally tubular. What is our objective? Get into your groove. You did it. Wow. Okay. Bravo. Forrest, bro, fucking Spider-Man. Put in the time, put in the time. Schminkle, dinkle, biddledy finkle. Yeah, friggity flargle. Smack mackety bitch.
Oh, sure.
Smack dackety boner. Things they know ain't crazy.
Here you guys all go. Word.
My heart. Having a good time.
Full color.
Courtesy of me!
Oh, this was by Gaia Matt. Colored this. There's one thing
Oh dear. YouTube decides to freeze just as it gets posted. Or right before it does.
The hentai is too strong. I did it.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, that is the most complex use of shading I've ever done, and I think it was absolutely worth it. I even did a little glowing eye right there. Nice.
Oh no. Yep.
A collaboration.
Just remember something. I'm trying making a custom brush. There's this one idea that
So a small mistake on the operation of the small hen to the big hen. I ended up seeing it again afterwards, but I'm fixing it, but unfortunately it's there.
Very true, Max 501. Expensive tools don't determine art, it's skill. Except sometimes it is a little bit of that.
Tools can hold you back, but people need to remember that tools are not a replacement. Poor craftsman blames his tool.
A great craftsman works in spite of
The
them.
thing about the tools make you faster, they don't make you better. For a lot of things, speed is very important. Animation, there's a lot of steps involved. So you're going to want to make sure that you're animated. That's one reason why I like CSP, is because it's very easy, like, it's actually fairly accessible. So I saw this trick and I've seen this multiple ways.
This will be perfect if you're trying to render something that is breaking into very neat little cubes like most
That's not what I'm
rocks and
trying
anime. I know, I'm just saying.
Yes, okay, Dustin. Hentai was drawn earlier here. I'll link it in chat. Here's your hentai.
And finding one thing that CSP cannot do that Photoshop very easily can. When you're drawing a line in CSP, like, you can have lighten brush. It doesn't have anything below it, it'll just... But if you set this one to lighten, it will first pass it, will block out any of the, it requires a base layer at the bottom. It'll work if I am black, but it won't clip with itself, it still gets the outline. What my plan was basically was to get something where if I drew things on the top surface would all be white, things over on the left side would be gray, and things on the bottom would be
I find it's actually, when I still had it, it was way easier to make any kind of brush in Photoshop. I gave up with CS.
Photoshop is a great brush tool. There's a lot of things you can do with it. It's just not... Oh wait, here we go. Like I don't have an option on thing. Okay, let's get right. Guess we got pivot.
I still want the fishnet brush. Need it for reasons.
Totally safe work reasons.
Totally safe for work reasons.
Just for good fishing. Just to get a little fishing picture done.
In doubt.
Yep.
I mean, it's Marissa. Can't go wrong with Marissa. Those asking who this is Marissa, one of Sejun's characters. A very
She's a good girl.
small-brained. Yeah. A small-brained good girl God of War.
What was that? Boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian. Shaking that ass, shaking that. Oh, boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian. Here we go! Boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian. Shaking that ass, shaking that. Oh, boy, he likes to shimmy.
Deadpoolio, because that would probably hurt. I mean, go.
It'd be like
don't actually
falling
do it
down
to the
your
lake.
heart.
Yeah, or just taking one of those files at a Home Hardware, take it up to your sternum, just grind it right off. You don't need that. It's not gonna hit anything.
You don't need your bones.
Imagine having bones.
Oof,
This is
owie,
made
ouch,
by
my
the-
bones.
See, you've got the rapping bug.
Can't believe y'all are out here having bones.
Who the hell would have? Who would have bones? Just be slimes or something. Or spiders.
I like the skeleton on the outside.
Yeah, spider style. Wait,
Damn.
there's a spider thing, right? Yeah. Some spiders, at least. Alternatively, mantis style.
Man, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm thirsty.
You're always thirsty.
Yes,
I'm
I
thirsty, I'm
am.
dead.
Speaking of, time for bottle number 4.
Delicious fluid.
You know, what's really funny is that the names get cut off, so like your name only shows up as Forever Horny Simpy.
Yeah, just simply go.
You have a voice? You like a singing voice? I've been working on it.
Yep.
Everyone's gonna know. Everyone on stream is just gonna know you as Simpy or Forever Horny instead of actually calling you Salty.
Kind of weird. Why can't Nico get in?
There, limit.
Promote this man.
Oh, I think. Yeah, Miko can join, they just can't right now. I see a man. What is it? Miserable pile of secrets? Something else. Huh? Nico!
It's Amigo. My boy.
Miko, you muted. Right then. Okay, fair enough. Rico is not
no,
one
it's
of that.
exactly who I think it is.
Okay, I think this will take me a bit, and then I'll realise. Wait a second.
Wait, what second?
I think I'm figuring out who it is, we're not sure. It narrowed it down to a couple options. Okay, yeah, now I know definitely what it is.
Oh, did you give up trying to learn Blender?
It's not entertaining. Green, to be honest.
You should learn how to do CAD on stream. I'm sure that would be entertaining.
I already know how to do CAD.
Oh,
I'm trained in SolidWorks.
Oh, that was a nightmare learning. Well,
CAD's
not
easy.
not a nightmare, but like, it gets more complicated after a certain point, and it's easy once you know what you're doing.
The issue I'm having
It's getting to know what you're doing.
The issue I was
the
having
issue.
in Blender is that in order to progress with it, I would have had to just watch tutorials, and me sitting around me watching tutorials doesn't make for entertaining stream. That's not what I want to do.
It is literally like, at that point, you become a reaction streamer.
Reaction streamer of Blender tutorials.
no, God.
That's a thing.
If you ever become a reaction streamer, I will find you, and I will just pay my respect at your door. Legend has died.
Or is about to.
If you hear a knock, it might be me.
Wait over here.
Dick is too huge.
I drop this monster to con before he make the doll.
Where are they reposting this meme? I stole it. And put some there.
Here's some anti-console.
Really?
Yes.
That's not the meme I meant to steal.
You are inadequate at meme stealing in that case, sir. Let a pro hack show you how it's done. You steal a meme and then you edit it. To remove the iFunny watermark.
I have no shame. I'll share it with the iFunny watermark.
Have a seat. Let's talk about that iFunny watermark.
Let's talk about that iFunny watermark.
I mean, it literally just takes like 3 button pushes and then just cropping it, and that's it. It's all fine. It's all fine. It takes like 5 seconds, and people still don't do that.
What's really annoying is that fucking Reddit has.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
No, it's not. It's really not.
Wait a second. Reddit is putting things on people's
Reddit's a
artwork.
cesspool, let's be honest.
Yeah, they're now doing watermarks too.
Wasn't DeviantArt doing that for the longest time?
DeviantArt
But it
had
was
voluntary
opt-in.
watermarks that basically they were basically meant to prevent people from re-uploading the work because they would be big watermarks on the center of the piece. You opted into them because you didn't want people uploading them. DeviantArt, copyright this user. It was a protective watermark rather than a, hey, come check out our website where we have the content kind of. DeviantArt's watermark system is actually good, even if the watermarks are.
Protective instead of advertisement.
Yeah. I know.
I mean,
Solid. Metal Gear Solid.
What?
Yeah, I've never. The only Metal Gear game I've played has been Vengeance. Doesn't count. Phantom Pain.
Yeah, all I've played is Revengeance, and Revengeance,
It's so
while
stupid.
fucking
it's great.
legendary, is not really a Metal Gear game.
Revengeance is both a meme and it comes with a bonus game. 3 is legendary.
The memes.
Well, if you're looking at Metal Gear, Revengeance is more MGR, its own thing. And not really a Metal Gear Solid game.
It's not Metal Gear Solid.
God, I
It's,
wish they make a
Metal
sequel
Gear
to that
something.
game. If it was
Well, they kind of threw Kojima's story aside and did the road Platinum did.
Kojima directed it.
Yeah, he directed it, but they threw out most of his story.
I mean, I think that was the understanding going in, because Vengeance was meant to be a spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the seriousness Kojima wanted, Platinum was just like, yeah, no.
I mean, it's a game where literally the plot is about memes. It's literally about memes. And it is the most wonderful game ever.
That's
fucking gold.
Okay, on another Platinum game,
The DNA of the soul.
one game that was stylized very much like Revengeance, but played nothing like it, was Vanquish. I got Vanquish thinking like, wow, this game looks great, it looks really fun. It was one of the campiest... It was campy as shit.
It was,
It
but
wasn't fun,
like,
though.
here's the thing. For me, it felt almost like a proof of concept game. There were like, what, 5 enemy types in total? But the amount of shit you could do with just the slow-mo, it felt satisfying at least. But yeah,
It felt satisfying
it
for a
didn't feel like a
little
full
bit.
game.
But after a bit, it just kind of got monotonous. Vanquish was nowhere... Like, Bayonetta is actually one of my favorite action games. And, like, Vanquish can't hold a candle to it. Also, Vanquish took me, like, literally, like, 3 hours to beat. It's a very, very short game.
Yeah, it is. Vanquish, who directed that? That was Shinji Mikami, wasn't it? I think that was his first game after... Yeah, that was his first game after Resident Evil 5.
Resident Evil 5, that makes a bunch of sense.
You know, I will say for Resident Evil 5, if you actually have another player to play through the entire thing, it's fun as hell. But that requires you to have another player for the... If you don't have that a second player and stuff, the mechanics really get annoying. Weird game otherwise.
At least it's not RE6.
Yeah, but in Resident Evil 6, they took the cheap way out. Instead of making the AI better, they just made it unkillable.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6 ended up being the whole... Let's be... It's literally the dumb action movie.
Back to
Even dumber action movie
going
than
back to
5.
Vanquish, one of the issues that I ran into doing the slide and stuff, it felt like there was a lot of emphasis putting on these like maneuvers and tricks and things like that. But a few times they actually wound up going too far and actually got me like killed. Like, oh hey, you're doing this flip and you're flipping around, just fucking move behind cover, damn it.
Yeah, they did kind of
Got kind
get
of
really serious
got a-
about
got a
hey,
bit
you need
hard
to
to
use
maneuver
cover,
sometimes.
especially later in the game.
Colonel.
Trying to suck.
Especially when it came to enemies that could just one-shot you.
Oh yes, the Resident Evil 4 remake, because we just have to keep on reproducing Resident Evil 4. I swear to God, if they get rid of all the campiness of Resident Evil 4, they're gonna ruin it. Like, just keep the campiness and update the tank controls so it's no longer tank controls.
Oh, speaking of
AI a
remakes,
little bit better.
Nier Replicant is getting a remake, and Platinum is going in and is overhauling the action system and the movement and things like that. They're also going to be re-recording a lot of the lines with the same voice actors, but going to be updating them to get better performances and better audio quality. So like they're making sure that it's faithful to the original while also feeling just as good to play as Nier Automata. Excited for that.
That's really nice.
That sounds spicy.
I really need to play Automata. I don't know why I haven't
Nier
yet.
Automata is so goddamn good.
I do know that people are a bit kind of wondering, are we going to get Nier the father, or are we just going to be dealing with Nier the brother?
That might come in as DLC, because apparently, according to my friend Owl, you could play as either if you got the DLC. If you have the Japanese version, you can get DLC to get Daddy Nier. If you're playing in Gestalt, you could get DLC to play as the brother instead.
Hope that doesn't get region locked.
It's not region locked in this release because it's just a Replicant remake. They'll probably have a DLC that allows you to do the campaign instead from the father's perspective. Father instead.
So basically DLC to turn it into Gestalt.
Which, I mean, honestly, I'm fine with it that way, like, because otherwise they would have, like, it was a weird choice for the first one, and it was largely down to regional differences, but those differences aren't necessary now. But having to go through and re-record all the performances and have them both ready by the time you're set to go is a little bit, like, it's definitely feasible and easy to do, but at the same time it's, like, completely unnecessary, I guess.
I mean, it's up to what they want to do, really, isn't it?
I definitely want to play as, lo and behold, I guess this kind of harkens to that, what's it called? The localization actually was accurate, because, or was correct in this respect, because I would rather play as the father than as the brother.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would rather play as the father,
I
especially
think largely Westerners, though.
since so many more people have a connection to the father too, as far as people in the West and in Europe.
I mean, people who grew up with it and stuff, but like people who haven't played it yet. I just imagine that, like, for Western audiences, they would more prefer dad instead of.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense.
I'm one of these people who has no context on this game at all. I mean, I never knew it existed until New Automata came out, because people were talking about it somewhat in passing.
Fair.
So, like, I have no idea what's being talked about, but it sounds like it might be interesting. And I assume it has nothing. Does it have anything to actually to do with Automata?
It takes place around like 10,000 years before Automata. If that's what I was thinking in perspective. It doesn't have any bearing other than basically Nier Automata is basically after the apocalypse. Nier is during the apocalypse.
And if you get in before that, isn't Drakengard the same franchise?
Same franchise, different dimension. In fact, here's the crazy thing. End of Drakengard 3, or maybe it's Drakengard 1, I can't remember. There is a secret ending where you basically teleport this one god to above Tokyo, fighter jets mobilize, and shoot down the god and you simultaneously. And you on your dragon, as well as the god's bodies, they start turning into dust, and that starts infecting people, and that's what starts the events of Nier. Where basically, like, people start coming into contact with the deity that was causing problems in Drakengard. And then, after everything goes to hell and back in Nier, several years later, or several millennia later, that's when the events of Nier Automata are starting. Because they've been locked in this endless war trying to save humanity. Preserve humanity.
Humanity that's,
don't spoil anything.
Depending on which ending you get, is not even really there.
Don't spoil anything.
Sorry. actually play Nier Automata and get into the real depths of just what the game is. I've heard too many great things about it to not play it at this point.
I mean, Guy was saying that.
Yeah.
Wait, Toon kind?
Yeah,
What is this?
Oh god.
So, just for chat's reference and stuff, we're switching gears and talking about 5e stuff. There was a very popular homebrew that was going around with the advent of Cuphead called Toonkind, and it was for a player race that, basically a way to stick Cuphead in your video game, or in your 5e game. Aside from the concept being a little bit weird, there are DMs and stuff who would be like open to the idea of allowing it. However, here are some of the traits that they wound up giving the race. Bludgeoning resistance. 2 vulnerabilities. They've given them a spell that they can use on a short rest. The sub-races get spells that they can use on short rests, or spells that are like level 2 or 3 given to you at weird points. And like, for some reason they think that short rest cooldowns for spells is a good idea.
So you could make a unstoppable melee build with that.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Bludgeoning is never something... You never put a physical resistance on a player character. You could do that in Pathfinder because damage resistance instead worked as, hey, you get 1 to 2 points of damage knocked off for every time you take this source of damage. In 5e, it's just a flat 50% off.
Which can vary from reducing it from by 1 damage to reducing it by 50.
Like, here's the way that... Here, I'm just going to go ahead and put this up in my CSP so you guys can actually see this. So it's Toonkind. They've got other person's art. I don't even know if it's sourced. They might have drawn it. Yeah, they did the script. It's a, yeah, it seems like this is the artist. But, okay. I'm gonna just highlight everything that's wrong here. Draw right over it. That's bad. This has issues. This is bad. Bad. This has issues. And this is bad. So all these things are wrong. Like, they just cause problems for the, as far as balance goes. And these are things that are actually easy to fix. Like, the thing that I would do for the damage resistance, because the reason why they have bludgeoning resistance is because it's kind of the whole thing of, oh hey, yeah, you can have an anvil dropped on them and they just turn into a pancake and then they pop back up. To get that, here's a better idea. They get a once per short rest or long rest ability that, when they are subject to bludgeoning damage, as a reaction, they can get resistance to that source of damage and any other bludgeoning damage until the start of their next turn. That would be a acceptable change, because that makes it a resource ability, and that's not something that's constant. Hammer Space, the main issue with that is it doesn't specify the actions. So, like, is it an action to get something out of the pocket dimension? If they draw the wrong thing, do they have to spend another action, or is it part of the same action? The Tasha's Hideous Laughter thing, that should not be a short rest. Make it a long rest, and honestly, I would move it into one of the sub-races, because the sub-races all get magic. And I don't know about... I don't think every single one of them needs to have Tasha's Hideous.
That could be broken shit.
The Rubber Hose one, the issue here is that it's silent image 3 times per day instead of once. But for the purposes of that, just give them minor illusion. You can even put in a little note on it like, you can make things animate using minor illusion, however they must be no bigger than 1 foot. If they are smaller than 1 foot, they can animate, and they very clearly are not real. They are very clearly illusions when they animate in this manner. That'd be a fix, and that would also be flavorful. Enthrall, simply put, should not be a short rest ability. It's a level 2 goddamn spell. Why are they getting a level 2 spell once per short rest? Something out of, like... They're giving them a Warlock feature, basically. As a class feature, or as a racial feature. And then lastly,
I feel like this should mostly be compared to like the Yanti or something.
I don't know. But
Because
then the last thing is, at level 3 they give them Blink, which is, let me check, I think that's a level 3 spell.
third level spell, which means you'd normally learn it at level 5.
Yeah, it's 3rd level, holy shit. Okay, they shouldn't be getting Blink, period. If they want to get Blink, it's level 5 only. Giving them a level 3 spell when they can't even, when none of their class options can even cast level 3 spells is fucking stupid. Don't. Like, why? Either move it to level 5, or I think what they're trying to do here is emulate the idea of you can, you know how like Toon characters have that fourth wall thing where they'll go through one door and they'll come out the other? Here's a simple one.
Yeah.
If you take the hide action while behind full cover, you can, when you reveal yourself, you can basically appear at any point behind full cover within 15 feet of where you basically hid. So like you go behind one rock and you come out behind the other. That would be the idea that I would have for that.
And it's like, so sort of like the Shadow Monk thing, but weaker
Very
and more limited, but
much
still...
shorter range, and this one would also be on like a short rest or long rest cooldown.
Okay. So it's sort of like a Misty Step type of thing then. Which is actually a class feature of with feats for elves, so yeah.
But it's like there's no reason why they should be getting a 3rd level spell at level 3. Sounds very confusing when it's put that way. They shouldn't get a 3rd spell slot level spell that you would normally have to wait until level 5 as a full caster to get at level 3. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Especially considering some games that start you at level 3.
I mean, it's fine if games start you at level...
Or whatnot to use classes.
I mean, games might start you at higher levels and stuff, but that doesn't change the fact that these are abilities that shouldn't be present, because no other race in the game is going to give you a level 5 ability, or a level 3 spell at level... when you reach character level 3.
Yeah. I'm saying that would just...
Likewise, no other race is going to give you spells that you get on a short rest.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm just saying that, yeah, this just makes that even more busted in that respect. For games that start you at higher character level. And it's just, why? Just looking at this is just making me go, why?
And it's just frustrating because it's like, this is one of the issues that I actually have with a lot of homebrew and stuff in 5e is there's a lot of homebrew out there that is all focused on style, but never focuses on like substance or balance or how to implement things. Like, for instance, the popular Drider race that's on the D&D wiki. Oh hey, yeah, it's because spiders were super dexterous, they get +3 to dex, even though nothing gets +3. And they can also cast web twice per day. No, that's a 2nd level spell. It should only be once per day at most. And yeah, and they just loaded up with way too many features. And I get it, it's hard because you want to have features on the class that represent what the class can do, and you want to like account for ideas. But you got to make sure that it's still in line with the other classes and stuff, so it's not completely like broken. So yeah, that's my rant for today. And they have a weakness. No, Freeman, they have a weakness to lightning and acid, but that's not balancing it. That's because like lightning and acid are uncommon sources of damage, but it is something that can be exploited. But it's going to basically do what I kind of call hot-cold syndrome, where certain fights are going to be way too easy and certain fights are going to be way too hard as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, just no, don't.
Certain monsters you fight have strengths and weaknesses because you can change what you do to account for that. But if you have strengths and weaknesses, you can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, that's why, like, really, like, the most common things that you see strength resistances for is going to be elemental damage. You get poison from Yuan Tea, or you poison immunity for Yuan Tea, which is really good. But then you also have like fire resistance from tieflings, which is great. And then the Genasi all have resistances of their respective types.
I mean, you also have just magic resistance in general, but let's not get into
Magic
that.
resistance in general should honestly be axed, because literally it just makes them a better tiefling than any tiefling.
Yeah.
It's a completely ridiculous ability and should not be allowed.
Or make it just magic resistance, like, as a once per day thing, like, when you're subject to a magical effect, as a reaction, you can grant yourself advantage on the effect. Once you use this ability, you can't use it again. Rest. An easy way to rein it, still keeping it.
Yeah, that'd be alright, yeah.
It's like, I get it. You want to make sure that these characters have, that these races have concepts to emulate the ideas that you have in your head. But just giving them a straight spell for it isn't the solution. Like, again, this whole blink thing I don't agree with at all. Like, it should be a unique feature that you can use per rest. Instead. Like, I really like I like the idea of them being able to kind of fourth wall break and teleport behind a different piece of cover. There'd be a few contingencies on it. But, that'd be a good way of breaking. Because I don't think, like, Warner's, like, the idea behind them would be they're suddenly just vanishing in and out of existence. Because that's not how the cartoons work. The cartoons worked of them going behind something and coming out behind something else. Blink doesn't...
I mean, sometimes there can be, like, little black splotches on the ground that they just sort of jump through, which you could style it like that in how they do the blink. Like, they're just sort of jumping into little cracks in the ground, jumping out again and grabbing someone and then jumping back into the hole. So it's a very small crack. But even still, that's only flavor.
Blink doesn't move you through objects, though. Blink just moves you to the ethereal plane where you cannot be touched by...
No, yeah, but I mean, like, effectively that's just how it would look. So, like, you are technically just entering the ethereal plane. You're not moving underground, really, but you are just sort of, like, hop underground. The way it sort of, like, hop into a small little crack in the ground. It doesn't need to lead anywhere at all, but you just pop out another one because it's completely nonsensical. And that's how you normally do that kind of
nonsensical black hole that they usually use in the cartoons, and then that's the ethereal plane. It's not really a hole.
Ethereal plane.
Yeah.
If you want to do something like that, that actually requires a magic item, and that's the other thing that people need to explain. When you make a custom race, you don't have to just put all the features in the racial stat block. You can give them feats that they can take that allow them to do something, as well as magic items that you introduce. It's a great way to kind of compensate for that kind of stuff. Like, Toon, they could totally have a special item called a, like, not a portable hole, because that's already an item in the game. I mean, like, fuck, there is a portable hole already. They can just use that. Don't give them the magic item for free, though.
No.
Closest thing that I would say that you can maybe give them in terms of magic items for free would be, like, common magic items or effects thereof. Like, I made a marionette race from them as a clockwork, so I gave them the ability to use the effects of a clockwork amulet essentially once per day. Because all the clockwork amulet does is it turns any roll. It basically, you use it, and instead of rolling a dice, you get a 10. Lets you take 10. So it's a very safe, very boring magic item, but it very much fits in thematically, and it's not really broken.
It just lets you win easy stuff. It won't let you survive something that's tough or hit something that's really hard to hit.
The best way to describe the clockwork amulet is because you use it on an ability check or an attack. If you have an ability where it's like you definitely need this to work, that's when you'd want to use it, because it'd be a safe choice.
Although if alternatively the modifier was not enough to make it so that would work, is an issue where you will have to still take the risk.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my rant on that. I'm gonna go back to drawing 2B now.
Yeah, to booty.
Yeah.
To butt.
To butt or not to butt? That is the question.
That's not a question.
It is now.
It's only a
I
question
ask
if you
you
have
like
bad
questions.
taste.
I mean, would you butt?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Every time, all the time.
I like that 2B has a.
It is absolutely brilliant. Best part you could ever have on the design.
And yet, everyone focuses on the butt.
It's almost like
Yeah,
it's a
but-
huge ass or something.
Yeah.
It might be.
So it's like she hasn't actually got that much tits, and the arse is actually just so much bigger that it's much more. Also, you actually look at the arse more because you just look behind her, and the ladders. The ladders.
Well, that and how many polys her ass has because reasons.
That was a myth.
That was a myth because
I know it's a myth,
was-
but it's funny.
Yeah, it was
No,
funny.
that's fucking
It was a
hilarious.
hentai model that somebody was
But
using.
The
it
hentai
is
model-
extremely well defined, and they did actually
Somebody had to sit there and make that.
animate.
Well, Yoko Taro is a fucking legend. That's why.
They did
Just
do the
like
whole thigh
Pearl.
squish and everything else too,
Freaking.
and they properly animated how that should look whenever someone walks.
Yeah.
They took their
Alright.
time in that. You can tell.
Man, they know their fan base. Let's see, is there anything new in here?
I mean, to quote him, he just
Yeah,
really
quote
likes
him.
girls.
Yeah, they did that for Astral Chain too.
That was platinum though.
There's no excuse of like she breathed through her skin or something like that.
That was
Metal Gear
yeah,
Solid.
that was Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
She breathes through her skin, guys!
That's why she only runs around in a bikini.
You can trust me.
I think that's nice about Nier.
Meanwhile, yeah.
I think that's nice about Nier Automata and stuff though is like, well, it's all sexy. Everything is consistently styled, both for the guys and like.
Hmm.
9S is a fucking ass.
and I love it.
Oh, Astral Chain's lead design.
We're a
was-
bunch of friends.
They must be really good friends.
Graven, as just mentioned, that was a myth. So I think
I was just
as mentioned, the whole more vertices and the ass compared to like a Zelda game, that was for a hentai model that somebody fan made. So they really wanted to have that ass jiggle.
Think about the processing power,
You see, this
like
is
the GPU processing power it take to render all those polygons in just one spot.
see, the thing is though is that they didn't understand how to make bump maps and like proper normals, so they just sculpted the entire thing. You can only dribble so far before it's just, oh god, my computer is melting through my desk.
It's all because of the ass.
I can tell you that's a big issue in a lot of things I see as far as 3D models in Second Life. People don't know how to optimize or normal map
Oh
or
yes.
specular map.
People never seem to understand.
Tell me
mesh.
your computer can't brute force things.
There's my bad drawing.
There's a reason why the Connor isn't 4K.
Who needs optimization when you can just brute force everything to work properly?
Yeah.
Do you work at Google?
No.
No. What would give that away?
That was the joke, is that they make everything brute force instead of optimizing anything.
You don't need to optimize anything if your computer's strong enough to handle it.
I just realized I
I'm
drew,
looking at
I drew
Astral
Naked
Chain.
Snake and I drew a crab. This was a perfect chance to make a crab battle joke and I didn't.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Snake. I like Snake.
Oh, you weren't here for that, were you?
God, you made me remember Crab Battle. That actually kind of traumatized me as a kid.
By the way,
Just having Snake in the foreground of 2B right there, that actually works very well.
So wait, what? I think I'm missing it. Is that Metal Gear thing?
it was Metal Gear 3.
Do you
It's a
fight a giant
meme that
crab?
happened.
Yeah.
Is that where the giant enemy crab is from?
No, that was from, I think, Phantasy Star, actually.
The giant enemy crab thing was... I want to say... That was a PS3 launch title thing? Yeah, that was... Yeah. Yeah, Genji Days of the Blade. PS3 launch title. Where one of the quotes was a giant enemy crab.
Hmm.
You attack its weak point for massive damage.
A giant enemy spider.
Where? Wait, oh.
That's not as memeable though.
It's totally memeable.
A long couple of spiders. So, no, tall glass of spiders.
Giant
Yeah,
enemy
giant
spider.
Spiders are a thing in games.
I look away from the screen for like 30 seconds to deal with something else. I hear spiders, and I come back and there are no spiders. I hate you all.
Giant enemy spider.
Yep, I found it.
The giant enemy spider.
Just. Oh no, just post Muffet or something, anyway.
Alright, it's been 3 hours. It's been real, people. I'm gonna get going, though.
Alright.
Oh,
Enjoy your D&D.
that's in a couple hours.
Yep, it's been interesting.
Hate I had to move source of it, but
Alright, see you guys all later. Goodbye, everybody.